Hello everyone, this is Ahmed Kazim from DragonBlogger.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install the different parts of the Thermaltake Core P3 that comes along with it. So let's just start by installing the rubber feeds for making the Core P3 a test bench. For this purpose you'll need to turn the chassis over. Now take a rubber feed, they have a screw hole in between. Put the screws in position. It can be hard with just fingers. Now place it above the hole on the bottom corner of the chassis and tighten it up with a screwdriver. Do it for each four corners of the chassis and you'll be done. Once they're installed, you might not notice anything different from the above, but we have a good enough lift on the chassis after installing the feed. Now let's go ahead and install the chassis in vertical or tower position. For this purpose, you're going to need the two long feeds and the screws also provided with the Core P3. This is the back part and this is the front part of the foot. You want to install the foot so that the front part of the foot is something like this. In this angle you can see the chassis backside, so you want to install the foot with the backside like this in this position. Now just align the screw holes of both, grab a screw with the magnetic screwdriver and tighten them up. Do this for all the four holes in there and same for the second feed as well. Once they're installed, go ahead and make the Core P3 stand on its own two feet. Now let's have a better look from the front. That's how the Core P3 looks like once the foots are installed. We get a good enough lift from the ground. I might as well install some LEDs between the foot gaps later. Now let's go ahead and install the PSU brackets. You're going to need this part. It's essential for both vertical and horizontal position. This one is used for horizontal mount and this one is used for the vertical mount. So these brackets have a screw in them for the installation and they go somewhat like this on the chassis. So let's go ahead and install this part first. Just take a screw, align the bracket with the hole on the chassis, insert the screw. Same for the second hole and tighten them up with a screwdriver. Maybe just use a screwdriver for the beginning. Now take the second bracket and install it like this with the help of a screwdriver. There is another screw that needs to be installed at the bottom of the chassis for a perfect fit. Since I'm not going to lay it flat now, too lazy, so you must know. To install the PSU vertically, just install this bracket like this over here and the other one on the left side. You'll know where the screws goes in and you place the other bracket there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the GPU bracket installation. This bracket is used to minimize the sagging of the GPU and it goes like this here. once again install with the screws in the holes. So just take a screw and insert it in like this and tighten it up with a screwdriver. Do the same for the lower part. And now you can install the GPU on the motherboard and tighten it up with a screw support bracket. But if you're going to use MATX or ITX board with the P3, you may not want to use the full size support bracket. So we also get this a small support bracket for the GPU, which is installed in the similar way with the 2 screws. This one is the key feature of the Core P3. You can install the GPU parallel to the motherboard if you'd like, but you'll need to do some preparation for that as well. For the parallel installation, you'll need these 4 screws, the support bracket, the parallel installation bracket, the GPU riser, and the GPU riser support part, and of course the GPU. So what you're going to do is take this bracket and install the GPU support bracket like this, so the screws for the GPU are facing outwards. Then go ahead and install the support bracket on the other bracket with 2 screws. Once that's done, you want to install the GPU as a support bar on the bracket like this. I think we get 2 of these with the Core P3, so you should be good for ASLI configuration as well. These bars are installed from the bottom of the bracket with 2 screws. Once that's done, you want to install the GPU riser like this on the support bar with 2 M3 5mm screws. Now before the final install, make sure you're installing the correct end of the riser. It has a clip lock, and also the lock will be present on the right side from the front. It's on the left side here because we're behind it in this angle. And that's your GPU riser installed, and the bracket is ready to be mounted on the Core P3. So now let's go ahead and install this bracket with the riser on the chassis. It has some screw holes below here. These are where those screw hole aligns. So just align the screw hole and install the bracket from below and left side. Once it's in place, just go ahead and pop the GPU in the PCIe port on the riser. This is a MSI R9 280X 3G BF4 edition. Yeah, pretty old, needs an upgrade here. So once it's in place, just install the GPU bracket screws, tighten them up, and you're golden. That's how the Core P3 looks like from the front when the GPU is installed parallel to the motherboard. Now let's move ahead to the next bracket. This time we have the bracket for the water cooling reservoir. It's installed via 2 screws. It has a default position at the bottom right corner of the chassis, but can also be installed on some other places, I guess, since it doesn't have any specific hole for the screws. So the bracket and the reservoir goes here. We have multiple screw holes here for position adjustment. Let's just go ahead and install it in the middle position. So that's pretty much cover all the bracket that comes along with the Core P3. Next I'm going to do a complete PC build with the Thermaltake Core P3, so don't forget to check that out as well, and comment below if you got any questions. I'm Kazim out.